we'll start to move away from the wall today, but just a little bit, not too much. So enough that you can handle, but we'll warm up first, so you'll be good to go. Any injuries? Wrists okay? All good. Nice. Yeah, wrists are always going to ache a little bit. Like compression comes and goes with handstands. So, okay, so we're close to the floor. We'll just get into those wrists. So we'll go for wrists, and then we'll do some standing stuff, which will be a bit different this week, but it's all good. Sit down, right. Okay. Cool. So just big circles as usual. Just big movements into the wrists, into the body. Just moving in, to be honest, however feels good for you. Good big circles. Okay, and then side to side. Just moving to one side and the other. Okay, walking them in. A little bit closer and then back out. Each time working your way closer together and then back out. Okay, we're going to walk them all the way in. Try and touch the wrists or inner forearms together. Lean over to one side, it doesn't matter which way. Okay, press into the thumbs, press into the floor. 3, 2, 1, switch, come to the other side. 3, 2, 1, come back to center. Okay, we'll take, everyone in this class can do both. Let's just ease back into the wrists. I want you to think about keeping a slight contraction through the triceps, just to help stabilize the arm, and also to help you feel that connection by drawing down. Release back. 3, 2, 1. Take the right hand, active mobility. Lower the elbow, come back up. Lower, come up, come down. And just keep working up and back. So the idea is you stay active and you're really pressing through your forefinger and middle finger and then coming back. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Draw down and hold the last position. You're going to stay at 10, 9. Just see how low you can go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Try and find some activity in that hand again. Okay, switch, other side, same thing. If you find that the floor is too far, bring this knee nice and close, so the same knee to the same arm, and then just dropping it back. And then gradually you can shuffle your knee back, and you'll find it provides a good reference point to work with. Obviously, if you can get the floor, even better. Okay, we'll go from 5, or 5 from now. 1, up, 2, up, 3, 4, and last one, 5, hold, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll out through the fingers. Okay, coming back into this variant, we're going to do 5 warm-ups on each side. So clamping down on the wrist, creating that right angle, and then just starting to extend. Feeling the stretch through the extensors, but staying active. Okay, coming back, taking a bit more. Go forwards. Good, come back. 3 more. 1. Keep the forefinger down, see if you can clamp the forefinger, because it will want to come up if the tension is correct. So it will start to creep up, so you want to keep it down. Okay, 2. I'm going to hold the last one, really come in. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease back, roll out through that wrist, change sides. Again, take the right angle. And just start to extend forwards. 1, 2, back, 3, 4, a little bit more on that hand, keep that forefinger down. I'm going to hold the last one, 5, 1, 2, really work it, 3, 4, 5. 5 of these now, knuckles together, go forwards, try and keep the knuckles stuck, especially the top 2. Forwards and back, forwards, back. Really give the last 5%. This is where the work is, right at the very end. Okay, come back, last one. With a hold, 5, keep going, keep going, keep going. 4, 3, 2, 1. Right after the wrists. Yeah, it might feel a bit tight. So just make sure you spread the fingers, because obviously that's really important for the practice. Just doing a few sort of real extensions through the hands. So you want the fingers as wide as you can, so actually you feel like you're pulling apart through here. Because extension is something we don't do that often with the hand. This is why a lot of people suffer, because the hands are used in this medium sort of range most days. Okay, coming back to the floor. Hands to the floor, elbows in a big circle, bring them around. Big circle, lift. Just keep that going, so you're turning, and you come up. Looks like internal at the top, external as you move around. Rotation is. Get 3, 2. You're also warming up the mechanics for a jump here from that, like the sort of the hip extension. Okay, coming to the knuckles. And just coming forwards. And as you come down, I want you to feel like you're pulling on the floor. And then push up. You should feel it around the scapula and also between the between the shoulder blades. Come up, come down, come up, come down. This is more so for parallettes, like if you're using little bars. So if anyone doesn't know what they are, Mr. Merrick's. So the idea is to come down. And this is why these are used, and also to get used to working on these. They are pretty good, especially if you're having wrist issues. I can show you some of that stuff later. Okay, take the fingers forwards. I'm trying to take the forefinger and thumb together, so as you ease down, you're creating length through the spine, lengthening out through those arms. Come relax the neck. Full breath in, full breath out. Good, see if you can sink a little bit lower each time without losing the shoulder. This is a bit of an alignment drill as opposed to, you try not to get too passive, but really try and focus on the wrapping of the shoulder and the length through the body for 3, 2, 1. Okay, come to the sides. If you need to reset, that's fine. Otherwise, take the hands to this position. I could chop. Instead of lengthening, I'm thinking of arching into my upper spine, and pulling back my little fingers. Good, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, start to come back up. Usual cat-cow, just to make sure the spine's good to go. Exhale as you round, inhale as you lift. Good, start to move through. Again, circles if you want them. One way and the other. Yeah, neck, hips, whatever needs to go, whatever needs to work. Good, if you just work the neck, so you go up and down, because this is obviously very relevant to the head positioning. Chin in, head back, chin in. Even introducing the upper back and the rest. Okay, take the right hand forwards, right knee, and then just take the left foot behind. I'm just going to stretch through that right side. So really extend the right hand forwards. So you're balancing your right knee with your left foot behind. So that is all of this is in one line, and then the left hand's just there for stability. The 3, press down hard, you should feel it through the side. 2, 1, switch. So left knee set, right foot behind, left hand in front. Try and point the bicep up towards the cheekbones. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're just going to step basically into a plank. Just get a little bit of hip extension, step the left foot behind, and then lift the hips. And just extend the arm overhead and hold. Press the floor away. You're also invertedly warming up the lower hand, the lower arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stack the feet, take the left hand on top, and just press the floor away with the right hand. So I want to try a few little elbow bends here, just tiny, tiny little elbow bends. Just correcting the position by using the elbow, but gripping the floor with the hand. Okay, switch. Left hand down, left leg straight, right foot behind. Inhale, lift up. Press the floor away, press into the inside of the palm. Extend out through the fingers, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stack the feet, press the floor away. Do again, little elbow bends. Just working into, it's like catching yourself with that elbow. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to center. Nice easy warm up. Okay, onto the back. Take the hands by the side. So anything of length through the spine initially. So just think of lifting up through the crown of the head, hands to the side. What we're going to basically start to do is just come forwards and hover off the floor. Hands can turn out slightly. I like a 45-degree angle. So my forefinger is out at 45. So lift the hips. And then exhale, see if I can draw back without my butt touching the floor. Good, and then lift up. Good, and then draw back. Okay, try and bring the feet together now. Same thing, lift up. Come back. Okay, 2 more. Lift. Lower belly draws back. You hollow to create space. Press the floor away. Last one. Lift. Come back. Nice. So we're going to move on to the legs, make sure these are good to go. So we're going to flex the feet like we did last time and lift the heels slightly off the floor. So my heels are not touching the floor now. Without the heels going down, try and point the feet. You're going to feel these quads light up big time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake off. Again, flex. Really extend the legs. So you flex, flexion at the ankle, extension at the knee. And then start to point. Hold, lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake off. Yeah, they should be have a good burn in them now. Okay, 1 more, that'll be enough. Flex with the heels. See if you get even more space between the heels and the floor. Point, hold. Slight internal rotation at the head of the femur for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake off the legs. Okay, come onto the back. Check that there's a little bit of space in your lumbar spine. That's a natural curve. Keeping the legs bent, all I want you to do is round the spine, or lumbar spine, and press it into the floor. So posterior tilt the pelvis, lower back into the floor. And then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We'll take it up a few levels. Obviously, we've recapped on this, so. Okay, find that pelvic tilt. So posterior tilt means like you're pointing your tailbone towards your heels, and then look towards your feet. So you create like a hollow body shape in the upper body. With 3, 2, 1, release. Okay, up one more level. Posterior tilt, lower back in, reach the hands forwards. Reach towards the feet. You should feel the core switch on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Okay, walk the feet halfway between full extension and where they've just come from. So like a quite shallow knee bend. Okay, try and do the same thing. Tuck. Feel the lower belly going. Look down, reach the hands forwards. Now just try and point the big toes on the floor, nothing else. That's it. And hold for 5, 4, knees together, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Okay, full extension. So legs all the way out. Try and find that tilt. It's going to be a bit harder. You might only start to find it once you've actually come up and reach forwards. And then see if you can lift the feet. Hold. 5, point, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the knees in, come onto the front, step the feet back. Okay, lower down. So from the front position, just to make sure the back is working as we want it to, we're going to keep the big toes on the floor, or the top of the feet, and we're going to extend the legs. So it's subtle, but if you just watch my legs, you see that extension of the knee? That's what I want to find, because this is basically your straight handstand position. Okay, so if you can then take the arms forwards, slightly out of view with my left arm, but it's all good. And then reach the hands, fingertips up, press the palms forwards, engage the legs, posterior tilt, and you should have a hollow in your lower belly. Press the floor away. You can even look slightly up between the thumbs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the legs, relax the core. We're going to do 2 more rounds. So if you want to find a little bit more, in terms of true alignment, you're probably going to find that the fingertips are going to give you a more, it's going to be closer to true alignment. So if I went up into my fingertips, my arms are actually in a better position as opposed to hands flat. So if my hands were here instead of here, you can see the difference. That's straight, that's not. So we'll do the same thing this time, but you can always come up onto the fingertips, or the other option is you lift the hands off about, well, you'll feel it as you look at your arm, but roughly about 4 fingers. Okay, so posterior tilt, lower belly in. Fight, you'll feel the glutes switch on, point the toes, and then lift and hold. You can look up between, try and keep that alignment for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back down. Okay, one more time. You see all these drills are quite nice as well, just extending forwards. We can always try a few of these. So we'll do 1 round of these because they just feel nice. So we'll find all the same position with the lower body and core. So posterior tilt, legs on, and all we're going to do then is just go round. Back of the hands onto the back, elbows come out, and then unwind. We'll do 3. So we'll just go round and then back. Just feels quite nice to take the shoulders through that range. Good. Yeah, and back of the hands go towards, like almost on the back of the kidneys, slightly higher. And extend back around. Nice. Just 1 more now, do. Then hold the handstand. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands under the shoulders, knees come forwards, and then take a press. Okay, 5, press up to the knees to start, and then we'll do 5 full. So keep the fingers in for this one. Actually find it for the push-up. Anything where the arm bends, I find if the fingers are too wide, it disrupts the movement. So 4 fingers forwards, fingers nice and close. And as you shift down to your push-up, I want you to do this. Notice I tilt forwards, and then I go, and I come back slightly. So I go forwards, and then back. And what that's going to do is it means my elbows stay above my wrists. So as you shift and press, it's in a lot better position. Okay, 3 more together. So 1, up, 2, up, 3, up dog. And just press the floor away. It's nice to sort of come into. Then we'll take it down, look to the shoulders, bend the legs, exhale, press back. Shoulders roll away from the ears. Swing the hips side to side. Okay, 3 core drills. Quick leg stretch off and we're done. Well, the warm up. Good. If you need to pedal the feet or just bend the legs, that's cool. Whatever works. Let's work into the side body. Okay, while we're in this position, because it's very relevant, you're going to lift your left leg and just take a few of these. So you come down, touch the back of the foot, lift it up. You're just getting used to this spring, because this is obviously the jump. So we end up like at a later stage. Okay, switch feet, same thing. It's 10, all the way down, all the way up. Start slightly smaller in your range and then increase. Keep the leg nice and straight, keep the foot pointed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, walk the feet forward slightly. And we're just going to work the tuck entry. So that's literally knees come down, shoulders stack, compress. Maybe walk them in a bit closer, knees down, compress. You're just working this forwards and backwards. Give it a few attempts so you can see. Nice. Okay, so with this one, when you're learning to do the tuck jump into a handstand, it's really important. Obviously, eventually you want to be here. Notice my weight, my knees, feet, and hips are all in one line. And I've got almost like a downward shoulder setup. And then as I move forwards, I bend the legs until the point my shoulders stack above my wrists. And then I'm ready to hop from there. So this is often the thing, this is why hand balancers will look at a lot of things on social media and go, oh, that was ugly. Because a lot of the entries are really sloppy. And I spent years just being told, like, clean this up, clean it up, clean it up. And that is literally just like 1, 2, and so on, where you are literally boom, 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 back again. No energy wasted, just up and back down. As I've been explaining to you many times, if it takes 3 attempts to go up, your practice is going to be reduced by a third, because you're doing 3 times the amount of effort just to get up there. So it's very important that the entries are worked time and time again. I did 50 to 100 entries every day for 5 days for 3 years. Just to put it in perspective. So this is how much you have to rep these things. We're not doing that many today, but it'll feel that way. So, but this one's really important, just to get to learn that 1, 2, and then you're going to jump from here, but we'll get into that on the wall. Okay, onto the back. Quick one set of core, legs, core, legs, core, legs, and then we're on the wall. So, we did this one before, whole body, back again. And as you come up, I'm going like in and back out again. 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. So up for 1, down for 2. Go away to 10. Nice. Okay, turn sideways. Take the legs wide. And then this is like the rest period in between things. Just good to get into the legs. Good shift. Start playing with the quads. So quads, glutes, you'll feel these work together. You can start to work the muscles just to really help you into this. Okay, little circles. Do not let go of the hamstring. You'll feel it's very tempting just to push. But I want you to think about these are on, hamstrings are on, I'm securing the base, and then working above it. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you start to move through. Again, you don't have to move in a circle. You can move up and down. What it suggests is the fingers behind, and then you go forwards, but you keep these legs really strong, as if the hands weren't even involved. The good thing about using the hands behind is you feel you're less likely to use them as a brace, and you're more likely to use your legs, which is going to create a better pattern in the long run. Obviously, the full one is like all this sort of stuff as well, or hands behind the head, but that can come later. You keep the quads, smooth to where you can, and hold. Bit of a tip if you're struggling, find a slight internal rotation, so the legs go that way. And you'll notice when you look at my toes, they do that instead of that. Subtle, but it will make a difference if you're struggling to move into this. Okay, I'm just going to hold for 5 breaths. Every time you inhale, see if you can lengthen the spine. Every time you exhale, see if you can pull forwards into that position. So think of pulling, not falling. Okay, we call that 3. Last 2, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, inhale, come up, take the fingers inside. Some of you might have thought this was coming. Okay, lift the legs. Okay, 10 circles. Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Check it out. If anyone's got cramp, you can just do a little roll one way or the other. Quite a few people get cramp in the hips, hip flexor sort of region. Quite normal. Okay, 10 circles the other way when you're ready. Let's go. If your straddle's quite narrow, you tend to suffer a bit more in the early stages, but at least you're stronger when you get to this bit. That's sort of benefit. Okay, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and squeeze. Squeeze in. 5.4, 3, 2, 1. Shake off. Okay, come back round. It's going to feel quite nice just after just a few hip extensions, just to sort of help get back into that. Okay, 2 core drills and then on the wall. So this time I'm going to go split like this, pop, pop. Try not to do this, because it's not it. And then a V up next. So we'll do 10, 10. In your own time, go through both of them. If you want to go continuous, you can. I'll throw in a bonus one at the end if you want it. So splits, split 5 each side, and then 10 V up. Just to demonstrate V up. So I'll do them with you. So let's get into it. 10 and 10. Go. Rest when you need to. Don't have to do it all at once. Again, with the V up, think like boom, down, up for 1, down for 2. Yeah, so controlling that, nice. Cool. Everyone's had about 2-second rest, which is enough. So the next one, and the last one, which is a bonus, is the straddle, because I'll touch on straddle today, but this is the one we just worked. So we're going to go from here. Yeah, you can try that. They're normally quite weak in these muscles because we don't really use them for a lot of things. So the idea is you're going to pull out and then back into hollow body. If you want it, there's 10 there. Let's go for it. See a few people thinking, am I going to get away with not doing it? Nice. So make sure he's good. A few windshield wipers. So we're probably glad we're doing this at 7 AM, it's going to get hot. Okay, come forwards, and then we'll stand up. Yeah, I'm just going to move this. Right, so little test. Out of everyone that's here, who can hold on the wall, who's obviously if you've timed it, who can hold over 10 seconds? Thumbs up. Yeah, yeah. Christina, you over 10? Okay, 20? 30? It's like a bidding, like an auction. Minute. Ooh, 2, maybe 3. See, Lisa's like, oh, am I a minute yet? Cool, okay, we'll try it anyway. So one of the big things about hand balancing is endurance. To do, for instance, like 5 handstand push-ups, you need at least a minute hold just to be able to go through that. Most of the people you see, there's a number of teachers that don't teach long holds, but the 2 teachers I've had are all, 3 teachers actually, because one I've used occasionally, they're all about long holds. Miguel likes 2 to 3 minutes. Yuval's like a 1 to 2 minute guy, and then some others are around about that sort of stage. But if you can't hold at least 30 seconds, you'll notice it'll start to become an issue. So what I'd like to do is, after this, whatever time you get today, if you did this 5 days in a row, you double it. 5 days in a row, you probably double your time on the wall if you did it every day. Because it's more of a neurological thing than it is, and a bit of a mental barrier. But we'll try today and see what we get. Don't go doing 5 seconds just so you can tell me you did 10 at the end of the week, because I'm biggest improver, that sort of thing. So what we're going to do is go up onto the wall, and what I tend to do on my phone is just literally use my stopwatch. For some reason, I find this one better mentally than watching this. It sort of psychs me out a bit, especially around the 2 minute mark. So literally using that underneath my position is just what we're going to work on. So today we're going to look at our max hold, and then you're just going to note it down. You don't need to tell anyone. You need to come down, rest, go back up again. We're going to keep this going for 2 minutes. So within that 2 minute period, you can go up as many times as you want to, you can come down as many times as you want to. But using this, what I tend to do is start, so I've been up there, I'll do a lap. So I'll know my rest period is now, and I'll go into my active period. So literally every other is my rest, every other is my active. And yeah, if you've got Gym Boss, you can use those as well. They're decent. Right. So we're going to have 2 minutes, and I'll demonstrate the first, and I'll show you how I place the phone. So it can be whatever position you feel comfortable in. That's not lying on the floor. So phone goes underneath, press my timer. I just start to walk up. For me, I like toes and nose. But for some, you might want like to hold here, or you might even want to sort of hold here. And just get used. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be like really online. It could be a bit ugly. It could look sort of like this. I don't really care. It's more about building endurance in the shoulders for this one. So let's give it a go. Again, no one's judging. It's just what you get today. It's your practice. You're going to take note of what time you get. So, okay, we'll work into it. I'll put the timer on so I can see what we're sort of working to. Okay, in your own time, go on. Some of you are up already, which is good. Nice. So when you're in your handstand, I just want you to slow your breathing, like slow inhale, slow exhale, and count the breaths as opposed to the seconds. Maybe inhale for 3, exhale for 3. Nice. Try and relax into it as much as you can. Relax the neck, free the neck up. Keep pushing the floor away, stay active through the shoulders, just feel like you're just sort of there. No stress. Nice. Yeah, if you need to come down, that's 40 odd seconds, so some of you did 45. Nice. Yeah, make sure you sort of get your stability when you come up. That's good. Okay, coming up to 55. Cool, coming up to the 1 minute mark. Yeah, if you come down, you can always just roll out through the wrist. You can always pop back up again. It's up to you. Nice. 1 minute 10. Yeah. See, well, Jana and Lyndon have been with me for a few months, so yeah, they've been on the endurance search for a while, which is good. Nice, guys, well done. Strong. Yeah, 1 minute 40. Nice. Awesome. Cool. I'm happy with that. Cool. Take a bit of a rest, shake off. So many times you come out of a handstand, it's literally a case of just let the shoulders go, just loosening things up again, because we tend to find during that fixed position, things get a little bit tight. And yeah, if you've got a strap or a stick, that's where something like this is just quite nice, just to, in between, just to work into the shoulders, just to open out through, so it's quite nice, or a strap. When you do this as well, try and look at both variations. One variation is ribs forwards, as my arms go back, the other one is ribs in. Notice my body doesn't move and it's all from the shoulders. Just forwards and back. I'm impressed, that's good times. Like 45 seconds was the least amount of time, and that's brilliant. That means we can really take it up a few levels today. So, okay, while we've got the strap or stick, or even if you haven't, it's okay. You just literally take it above the head. I'm just going to work on that head position. So if I ever say like different head positions, this is what I mean. So head position 1 is you're going to take the head all the way back and look up towards the stick. And you're going to push the stick up or strap, and that's head position 1. Nice. Head position 1.5, which is the one that Miguel likes, because it's a bit more aesthetically pleasing, is the chin out in front, but you're about halfway, obviously, between position 2 and position 1. So about here, you see the chin, you can look up. And I want you to think about when you're up there, slightly doing this, because that's going to relax just this part of the neck. So it's more of this. Instead of that, it's just like you're pushing this part of the head back. It'll just make a tiny, tiny difference, but it'll relax the occipitals and the muscles at the top of the neck. Honestly, I wish I'd known this like right for the first 2 years of my practice, because my neck used to get super tight. So this will really help. Okay, position 2 is this. Literally head in line, lengthen through the crown of the head, ears in line with biceps, and then forwards. So head position 2, and then head position 3 is there. So literally looking towards your toes, obviously if you're in a handstand, and you can just try going between, just to check on the neck. Up and down. This is actually a drill that you move into. I think, Yanni, you've had head in position, which is 3. So head in is also head position 3. Obviously head in, it's the same thing. Lyndon, you got that yet to come, buddy. It's gonna come soon. Probably next month. Okay, so we're gonna work just moving the head a little bit in some of the holes today, but we're gonna go up into the 30-degree position. And the reason I told you this is because in the 30-degree, you don't really want this too much. A nice position 2 will feel a lot more comfortable. So 30-degree hold. We don't need to do the one on the wall because you guys are nice and strong. So just come up, press the floor away. And this is our position. We're looking to work the shoulders. Cool, 30 degrees. 30 seconds at least, because you guys can do at least a 45 now. If at any point you need to come down, don't feel bound to that time. Like safety first and foremost, obviously we're trying to prevent injury, so. But I still want it to work. So 30-degree hold, and you can just walk it up, and then we'll hold that position. Nice, timer is on. Good. Hands at shoulder distance apart, 4 fingers forwards to allow that external rotation at the shoulder. Push the floor away. Good. Nice. You want to take the hips a little bit closer to the wall. Go on, you've got more hips closer, shoulders are good. Nice. Okay, that's up to the 40-second mark now, so if you did that, well done. Yeah. Push, 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 more height. Nice. Good, and whenever you're ready, come down. Good. Shake off. Okay, generally between handstands, 75 to 90 seconds is a good rest period. You find that if you start taking 2-3 minutes, you start to lose your way a little bit, like you won't feel as focused on the session. Okay, so I'll demo the next one, but using the demo so we can really go through it. Again, this is really key, that when you are resting, you time your rest periods. So that's something I really focus on now. You find for years you end up playing around with handstands, but then the timing is really important, just like if you structure a strength and conditioning session or whatever it might be. Okay, next one, toes and nose. We did this last time, but we're going to get a lot of height, and you'll see what I mean. Sedimentary, fingers forwards, push, 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 push the floor away, chin in, head position 2, push. So notice this, I'm going to try a few of these today. Elevate, not full depression, but more neutral, push, down, push, down, push. So what we're looking to do effectively is, if my arm is here, boom, boom. You can try a few without. I do these things like I'm sat on the sofa, just stupid things, just to build that neurological, that pattern in. So when it does come to the point I need it, it's there, it's good to go. Yeah, you can use the stick if you want to, or whatever it might be, and just push, push. And that elevation makes a huge difference. Because if you think about energy, if a stick is our weight, and we're trying to move from the floor up, if that energy keeps going all the way over, it's just going to fall. So it's basically done that. But if it does this, boom, you're in your vertical position. So you go there and you start to elevate. So the direction, the energy is just channeled up. So it goes boom, boom, as opposed to whoosh, and that's where the fall occurs. So people don't push up enough. Partly a confidence thing, but it's all good. So we're going to go on the wall, toes and nose, find a nice comfortable position, hold it for 10 seconds, and then try a few shoulder elevations. So at least 5. Could be tiny, could be like 1 centimeter, it doesn't have to be 10 centimeters, it could be barely anything. Okay, so start to walk up the wall, then just 10 seconds, timer is on. Nice. Good, try and get on the top of the feet if you can. And just if you like haven't gone all the way to toes, nose, and you feel like you can just go back another hand's distance, that's cool as well. Good, then just try a few elevations, really push, and then come back. Yeah, nice. Good, I can see some scalps moving. Brilliant. It's just like you're looking for every last bit of height. It's like finding that all the way to the top, really extending up. Good, and then come back down whenever you're ready. It's at least 30 seconds. Some people are crazy enough to do 40 every time, which is good. So can everyone feel that shoulder position? It's like the difference in a handstand. It's like what you don't want is just a first freestanding one over there. So if I'm here, I don't just want to like just hang out here, I want to push. So I'm finding as much height as I can, because if I start to do all this stuff, I don't want to be sort of collapsing into my shoulders. I want to be pushing the floor away to create as much height on this A-frame. So I'm finding as much height as possible. Okay, next one, we're going to go back to wall. So we're going to kick up and come back. So this is where the dynamic side of this workshop comes in. Anyone that thinks you don't need a cardio element in hand balancing has never tried it or never done it properly. So we're going to work entries. We're going to get tired, but we're not going to get sloppy with it. So if you get tired, you can rest a bit, you pause, you have a little watch, maybe you can gain some insight from others. I'll be doing bits and pieces in between so you can watch. But we're going to go kick up, come back, kick up, come back. That's simple, kick up. The first variation I'm going to work on is using the bracing leg. So we did this last time, but my straight leg becomes my bent leg. So my straight leg becomes my brace, and that's going to go on the wall. So I set a good position. I don't want to be too far from the wall because I want to make sure that when my leg bends, I'm not in a dodgy posture. And one way of checking that is this. So if I put my leg at a right angle, my knees are together, I know my hands are roughly on this second board here. So give me a good reference point. If you're not exactly on, it doesn't matter too much because you have the foot can alter the distance with a plantar dorsiflexion. So I come down, set my position, nice sprint position, back heel, so front heel in line with my glute and my sit bone. I kick, and I point. And reset. Notice this shift to start with. Shift. Notice my foot almost comes off, but the big toes go on. Shift. You have like a little pause, like prime, go. Obviously, you've saved on 5 on one leg, change the other, and you come back, and so on. So I'm going to do 10, 5 each leg. One will feel really weird. Do your best one first. Build up a nice pattern. So it's like shift, go, come back down. Every time you land, whether it's on the wall or the floor, pause for 3 seconds. Really important just to give yourself time to become acquainted with that position. So you'll kick up, 1, 2, 3, down, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3, and down, 1, 2, 3. Good. Make sure you pause for those 3 seconds. Really important. Nice. Yeah, that 3 seconds just gives you time to take a breath as well and just reset. You get like the angry hand balancer entry, which is it's like 20 in a row and none of them hit the wall. Nice, these are looking good. Well done. Handstands are meant to make you frustrated, by the way, so it's all good. Nice. Good. Kick up, come down. When you've done your 10, you rest. I'm counting one of you, just to throw that one out there, just to make sure 10's done. But who is it? Yeah, nice. And yeah, if you want to put a hold in on the 10th one, you're welcome to. If you just want to hold for like 5-10 seconds, that's cool. At the end of the day, the more time you spend upside down, the more endurance you're going to build and the more used to it you're going to become. So these are good. Nice. Remember, straight leg becomes your bent leg. That's your brace. Good. Yeah, obviously pets, babies, you have to look out for these things. So, so when you kick up, just a bit of a one on this, what this is really doing is there's a tendency, there's two different ways, there's many ways of doing this, but sort of, you've got the standing entry, which is more like boom, hands and up. But notice as I come down, I'm falling. It's almost like I'm just like, look at this. It's like a one leg deadlift almost. So as I come down, I point my hands to where I want to go. I'm still looking at where my hands want to go. So I'm there, front leg bends, effectively a lunge. Come up, come back. This is a nice pattern to learn as well. So if you find the entry from the floor quite hard, you're using a tiny bit of momentum here. If this doesn't happen yet, it's okay, look, just here. And you just keep the legs the same as opposed to something like that. Because that happens a lot where the legs go a bit crazy and what happens is just disturbing your shoulder positioning. So think of creating a structure that's down, boom, and up. So the first variation is this. From the floor, back again. As long as the arms are straight, you're not going to headbutt the floor. If the arms bend as you jump, that's where the problem occurs. The second variation, you can try, so if you haven't done this one, which most of you haven't, you come down, kick up, and come back. Obviously, for those that want a little bit more, so this is where this starts to come in now, as you start to remove the bent leg, make it straighter. If you've got a plasterboard wall, take it easy. I can't be held responsible for feet through walls. Again, so it hasn't happened before yet. So yeah, so we'll kick up and come back down. So just again, try 5 of these. Try 6 for each leg. That's better. So just remember, as you come to the floor, you're finding your position already and you're lowering into it before you spring up. Yeah, nice. Some of you might find this a little bit easier, to be honest. Yeah. Keep looking between the hands as you kick. Yeah, that looking between the hands is good. Nice. Well done. Yeah, keep it going. It's designed to get frustrating, I've said it before, but most frustrating but rewarding art you'll do, so just keep it going. Well done. once you've done these 6, you can come down and we'll start to work a new one. And if anyone wants to try just moving away, if you're starting to build some confidence and you want to move slightly off the wall and use the wall as a reference as opposed to an aid, then you're welcome to try that. So that would be kick, kick, and not try to touch the wall. Cool. Awesome. Okay, next one. So we're going to do heel hovers, and it's basically we're going to just try and bring the heels off the wall. So if this is my wall, I'm looking at doing this. That, like barely the skin of the heel is going to come off. It's just like boom, and you're just drawing reference to it. Obviously, as confidence increases, then you can get to the vertical and stay here. But in the initial stages, what happens quite often is you push with the legs and you'll be pulling the legs off the wall. So I'll demonstrate both. So incorrect method first. Come up this way, both heels on the wall. You see that's all in my legs, like trying to force my legs off as opposed to using my hands and my core. So, correct method. Heels on the wall, ribs in, point. I'll exaggerate just so you can see. Basically, you'll be doing this. So you're just basically working forwards and backwards. Your fingers take you away from the wall when they do this. When they push, the angle goes that way, so my body's going to fall that way. My lower belly, as I'm doing this, just a little pump is going to draw me back. So it's a relationship between your fingers, shoulders, and lower belly. You're constantly correcting forwards and backwards. You'll start to feel it. Initially, you'll just feel like it's all in the hands or the arms, but over time, it'll start to improve. So you'll kick up the method we just learned, or that you've probably been doing for a while. Both feet on the wall and just try and hover those heels just off. If anyone wants to freestand it and get a little bit further off that wall, you're welcome to. But the next drill, we'll start to challenge you even more. So, okay, I'm going to be up there for a minute. So you've got a minute of attempts, and then you can come back down. Well, come down at any time, but you've got a minute to practice. Yeah, take your time. So Christina, I just want you to lift one foot off at a time and just try one foot off. Yeah, just controlling that rotation, and then you can try the other one. It's good, well done. Yeah, we modify these things as needed, it's all good. Yeah, don't push with those legs. Use that core. Ribs in, ribs in, ribs in. Nice. Think of a plank. You're effectively like this, and it's just like pulling off to back to that center. So pull back. Yeah, pull into position as opposed to pushing. That'll help. Yeah, roll out through the wrists in between. It can get a bit sore. We've done a bit more today. Still got 15. Nice. Yeah, when you come down, take a little pause. Good. Okay. Awesome. So that's the heel hovers, and I'm going to show you another drill on this. Again, if you're on the wall and you're facing it, because like kicking up's not quite there, which is cool, you can do this facing and just lift one foot off at a time, but I'm going to show you the other option. So this one, we're actually going to look at Lyndon and Jan, you've done this one before, but we'll look at doing kick, looking between my hands, both feet on the wall, and I bring one off. I then try and meet it with the other foot. Other one goes back. other one joins it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is what it'll feel like if it's not done correctly. You need to ask yourself, am I in a handstand or not? So if I'm not in a handstand, this is going to happen. Because what you're doing is relying on the back foot to keep you off the wall. So you need to ask yourself, when one foot is off, am I light in my back foot before it meets it? And then you'll know. So if you're facing the wall, just try one foot, other foot, one foot, other foot. But you keep in contact with one foot at a time. Facing the wall is harder. So that's why we're doing the one foot, not both together. That'll come later. So let's try this. So kick onto the wall, and you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try and pause for 3 seconds in each position. So 1, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Go really slow. And that top leg, that straight leg, is going to help draw the other leg towards it. Yeah, squeeze the legs together. Think of big toes. Think of inner upper leg as well, drawing together. It's like internal rotation. Think of the adductors. If you start to become a bit tired, that's quite normal, but it's all good. It's good. It's good to see. Awesome. I don't know. Don't worry. I feel your pain. Nice. Make sure the hands are stacked directly below the shoulders. It's going to make it a little bit easier. Pop, pop. Nice. Okay. Last 10 seconds. So if you fancy going that one more time. How's everyone's shoulders? Wrist? Yeah, wrist. It's always the wrist, always. Again, like how do we ever do this for prolonged periods of time when we put all our body weight through that section? Not really. Yeah, as we've talked about before, and like those that are conditioned with that are used to sort of using different grips with barbells, they're quite conditioned in this position. So you tend to find people do okay in that. But it's the flat palm that really messes people up. Like having that palm like this or even like this. And obviously now my hand position is more like this, which is a bit weird. But you have to sort of teach it there to get the flat, and then eventually it can become this. Like a little spider finger thing. How does everyone find that? Okay, it looked like it's definitely improving. So some of you, I'm obviously aware of like how your hand marks practice is coming on. The next one, we're going to go forwards facing. Do we do that? Do we do that? I'll do one more drill because I really like this one. With the back towards the wall before we change it up. So this one is a slide up and down. Some of you have done this as a tuck slide. So we come nice and close to the wall. And what this is teaching you is this. Obviously with 2 legs, but I can't do that because things would go wrong. But there and back. My pelvis, as I bend my leg, is going to naturally go into this position. So I actually find like a slight posterior to bring the knee up and back. If you're finding because the wall's there, you're going to have to use this pelvic positioning to change things. So I'll show you with the wall and what we're going to do. So we'll enter the same way we've done before because it's a bit easier. If you have got a tuck entry, you can always go for that, but we're going to touch that in a second. So let's get a little bit further away. So you want that leg roughly about this distance. Depends how good the tuck is. So what we're going to do is both feet on the wall, heels, big toes, and try and draw the knees down. Maybe you get to here, but that's okay. Some of you might get further. Obviously, full position. is there. And then big toes back on the wall. If you haven't got socks on, you'll find that you have to be really light on the wall, which is a good thing. Heels, reset, and go all the way back down. Come all the way back up. So it's going to be heels first. As the foot comes down, it goes big toes, and then you start to move into your deep tuck. Comes back up, heels, full extension. And what this is teaching you is how the pelvis moves in conjunction with the body. Let's see if I'm warm enough for this one, but we'll try it. So, as it goes up, the pelvis changes position to keep me on that balance. So it's constantly to get this, the pelvis is going to have to go back and come back up to keep creating this hollow position. But this is why the wall's there, because you can't get away from it. It's a vertical line. You've got to do all the work. There's no cheating. So kick onto the wall however you can. Legs extend, tuck, back up. Try and take 3 to 5 seconds down, 3 to 5 seconds up. That's a good time. A little pause and then repeat. Try and do 1 at least before coming down. If you can get 3 in a row, even better. Cool. Time is on. We'll do for 1.5 minutes. Yeah, nice. Ribs in. Keep those ribs in. Nice. Slide them down and then back up. Well done. Keep fighting for it as well. If you think you're going to lose it, try and do what you can to hold it. Nice, Christina. Good modification. Good. Position of the shoulders and hips is great. Well done. Yeah, cool. So Lisa, I want your knees to come down more and your feet to stay a little bit higher. Yeah, so knees more knees, more knees. Ah, cool. Okay. Good. Everyone come down. I'm going to show you 2 different variations. So when we kick up, we want to, when we create the bend, we want an even bend at the hip and the knee. So the bend here needs to simulate the bend here. So if I have more bend at my knee, it looks like this. But can you see it's quite a big angle here now? Whereas tiny angle here, big angle between the knee and the hip or the torso. If I go even, I end up in the 90. So that's what I'm really looking for. And this is hard to end up in that position. But this is what we're looking for, to create a nice even transition between both the knee and the hip. So this flexion is equal. Again, if you do more hip, it'll look like this. Nothing happened to my knee. If you do both together, you get this. And if you just do the hip, you're going to get something that looks like that. Like that. So you don't want either just knee or just hip. You want them both together. You want to feel the hamstring fire up and the hip flexors. So as you go up this time, try and think about like pulling down and then back up. Pull down together and then back, not one, all one. Cool, give that a go. Yeah, socks are a good one. They'll really help. Nice, 1.5 minutes on the clock. You're getting tired, that's quite normal. Yeah, keep rolling them out. If anyone is feeling a little bit of wrist tension, just wrap the forefinger and thumb around the joint, so where the bony bit is in there, and just create some little bit of traction on the wrist. Feels quite nice just to literally just give it some space. Wiggle the fingers. Well done. Nice. Keep the legs together. Keep the feet or big toes together. Nice. Slide it down. Confident. Knees back up. That's a lot better. Well done. Good. And come down when you're ready. Yeah. The lighter you can be on that wall, the easier it's going to be in the long run. So when you do that tuck position as a handstand, what you're actually looking to do is imagine there's like a perspex or like a piece of glass, and you don't leave that line. So you don't want like the heels coming behind the butt. It's all in one line. So it's like a press, boom, 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 boom. That's what makes it look clean. So you'll see things online now and you go, oh God, that's ugly. So that's what you're looking to like have this clean compression. Okay, now we're going to jump onto the wall and tuck, and then we're just going to try another max hold at the end. Because I always think it's good to finish on the max hold, because if you think you're tired now, you'll come away from it thinking, but I still managed another 30 to 40 second hold. So it's a good psychological thing to get into. So no matter how long the session is, whether it's 2 to 3 hours, I'd still do a minute hold freestand at the end, just to get in my head I had more in the tank. Okay, so the tuck jump is this one. I'm going to show you the prerequisite and then the full one. So, remember what we did here? We did this earlier, compress, chamber, pop, big toes on the wall. Feet come back. It's all legs, more legs. If you're not up there, it's because you're not pushing hard enough for these things. So, compress, bend, pop. My big toes go to the wall. I reset. Boom, boom. Back, back. So 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. If that's too much, do this one. So that's all the way onto the wall. So this is the hop. So I notice my legs don't do this. So try and point them to the floor as if there's a little bungee on your big toe. You try a few of these to start with if you want. Boom, this is exactly the same, and then, but look at the angle of my hip and shoulders. Cool. You always try 2 or 3 of those to start. You can do 10 of them if you want to. You've got 10 repetitions to work with. This is like one of the last drills we'll do, and then we'll do a little freestand at the end. But you can try 5 and 5, you can do 8 and 2, 2 and 8, whatever ratio you want to with this. So partial tuck, and then full tuck. Remember, compress, chamber, jump. Compress, chamber, jump. Or hop, it's your choice. And as you hop, I want you to point your big toes to the floor. Compress, chamber, pop. Knees together, point the feet. Boom. Really like bang, like explosive power as you hop in, just boom. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so try and get into that straight leg as quick as you can, because that's the prerequisite to the jump. Good. Keep pushing the floor away. Nice locked arms, good straight shoulders. Okay, 10 seconds. Okay, 2 more attempts all round, and we're done on this one. Yeah. Wrists are getting toasty, for sure. Yeah, when you do like the, I'm going to set one of these up again once we can start traveling again, but like a 5-day thing somewhere. You do like 3 hours in the morning, and then skill work in the afternoon. But honestly, you adapt so quick. But the end of the, by the Thursday or the Friday, like things just ache, but they're still working. You just get more efficient at it. Last one we're going to do. If you can't jump onto the wall for any reason, that's cool. We can do a freestanding balance facing it, and then we can just work like a toes and nose position. Or if you can hop on in tuck, then what we're going to do is hold the tuck position. I'm just going to hover the toes off. So it looks like this. It can be any variation of this. If you need to kick up this way, you can do that, or you can do what we've just done. Okay, so you can come onto the wall, hold this tuck, maybe it's a half tuck, and you're just going to try and get light on the toes, and that's it. I'm just going to hold, maybe it's here. Keep pushing up, and just get used to balancing a little bit. If you need to keep the toes on the wall the whole time, do it. If you don't, get light. Hold, and then when you're ready, come back down, reset. Last proper drill, let's do it. Fight for it as well. I'm not going to spring extra stuff on you. So we're going to have a minute to work on this, so just jump up and do your thing. If you need to jump up 2-3 times, that's cool. Remember, it could be quarter tuck, half tuck, full tuck, doesn't matter. Just try and get light on the wall. Good, and take your time getting up there as well. Like, it's all about quality. Nice, and just try and use those fingertips to get light. Keep looking between the hands, keep pushing the floor away. Nice. Push, 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 more height, more height. Good, 20 seconds. If you feel like you just want to walk up the wall and do one facing, you can do that as well. Just to finish, it's the last part, so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, come down. Nice, well done. That's an awesome effort round. Just literally take the wrists, just work through them. Always do these at the end. You can always just like whatever feels good. You could even these. So this is actually a good stretch. It's more for the nerve than anything, but like stretching through the arm, like through. You take the two, basically the pinky finger and ring finger, stretch through and come back. And you can do all of them together if you want as well. You can always do these. Just literally take the wrist, wrap the thumb and middle finger, and then press down. You get a stretch through the back of the wrist. Keep dropping this elbow as well. Yeah. And switch. So you create a fulcrum to work around. Just create a bit of space on the wrist. Good. Make you stretch out through the fingers. A few of these little rolls are quite nice as well. So just go one way, the other way. So boom, boom, boom. Forefinger, open, little finger. Forefinger, little finger. So you're stretching in between. It's just helping the hands get back to articulating well and not feeling like a block. Thanks everyone. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll probably do a couple more of these. I actually really enjoy teaching the handstand side of it, and people start to improve quite quick. I think an hour and a half probably works quite well because I'm normally throwing like a bit of a cool down session as well. But I'll put it all online in the next few weeks. I'm going to start advertising a couple of weeks in advance as well, so you can plan for it. Cool. Thanks everyone. Have a great day. Enjoy the sun. Cheers. See you later.